Oh man, I just ate something spicy right before I went on. It's those tacos. All right. So, yeah, so I just merged in Super Jerry's pull request. By the way, welcome to the Chaos Craft Friday live stream. I've been getting better at doing these on the regular. Let me double check something here. I realize Friday may not be the best day for this because I work from my co-working space and it's just louder, and it is actually really nice having a second screen for this instead of just using my iPad. But I should probably announce this in the Discord chat room. So this is where the second thing comes in handy. Man, it's spicy. This is foolish. Oh man. Well, there we go. I think that was the Docker file. Yes, there we go. All right. Excuse me. So here we go. Roll the credits. I just merged in Super Jerry's changes, and evidently he drew a giant box way over there. So we're gonna go look at that for a second. So the goal was to draw a box where their eyes were, and I couldn't get a box to render, but he got a box to render way over here, which I'm betting is more like my spawn point. So we're gonna try and get that box to render over here, so when I'm observing one of these guys, I can actually see what they're looking at. So yeah, and then I might even make it go green when they see, like we could select a specific neuron and then it'll go green if the neuron actually hits what it's supposed to. And then I might do some coding and stuff, because I'm told the coding, people like the coding. It's weird for me to talk and code and screencast it, but whatever. Hey Mechanist, good you can hear me. So we've got Mechanist on so far, and I'd wager a couple more to follow. So Mechanist, you'll like this because you were trying to take a swing at this thing too. So I'm going to leave this running workspace 8 while I'm over here working on this thing in workspace number 9. And let's... Oh, big news. I think I announced this in the forum, but I got them to render the held items, which I guess isn't that big of news, but it's still important nonetheless. Let me see. Also, I pushed some code that may fix that can't find suitable spawn point for 40 tries. I think at least it'll take a different plan of action when it hits that instead of just airing out. Let's see. So this is... So yeah, 2 render boxes. That's good. So basically when you call like one of these draw debug boxes, it basically creates a to-do next time on the render, when the render gets called, to actually render the box. So that was what I did there. And the message handler does that basically here. But where is Jerry's code though? I think that's in the event listener if I'm not mistaken. Just take a look and see if I can remember where we put that. There you go. So it's just got these static numbers there that are giant, which is good. So this works. That's wonderful. What we're going to try and do is we're going to try and call... You got rid of my bounding box, man. I shouldn't have done that because now I don't remember what it was. That's what we want. Megadist, I think you're the only one that's here so far. We do it this way. Alright, so that's good. I guess I'll just leave that one there. So hopefully it'll draw my player then when it renders. Oh, I'm already running one. I should stop that. It's good you're on spring break. Yeah, that's awesome. I do not really have such spring break. My life is just basically a perpetual spring break of some type. Just fun. I'm not complaining. Got 478 subscribers, so close to 500. We should do something special when we reach 500, huh? Yes, that looks like a bounding box, doesn't it? Haha! Alright. Super Jerry for the win, man. And Mechanist, don't worry, I know you both had a hand in it. Alright, cool. Let's make it render actual stuff. So, okay, there's that render event. That'll be our celebration, a 500 by 500 cube of TNT. Alright then. So we've got to figure out why this isn't hitting here. So let's put breakpoints in and stuff. You know what, it actually just might be working. I just realized I'm not even in observe mode. Okay, it's got the green box still. I can't look up, but it looks like there's a blue box, which is roughly what I'm telling it to do, so that actually might be working. I should probably get rid of the green box. Let's do a F5 here. Yeah, that looks about what an area of focus would be, huh? That's cool. This guy's dying. It's interesting that it blinks. see, because you can change the distance. So I wonder if you look on the screen here, if we can see, I'm not seeing his distance, focal distance output. Yeah, so it is actually changing to his max distance. See that? So that's why it disappears when this number goes up, I think. Potentially. Cool. So what we need to do now, what I'd like to do, is, hey iPhone, there's a frowny face there, hope you're having a good day. iPhone 360A. So I think what we'll do is we'll make it so when we click on the neural net view, so let's just say we're looking at neural network here, and let's just say we probably don't want the is looking at one for the moment, but let's just say the focus, this guy actually is too young a species to have that. He's at Gen 17, isn't he? Let's try this again. Focus area. So here's a focus area. So we can, like, what we could do is we could make it so we could turn this neuron on for debug mode, and then render what it's thinking. It's part of me. It's like I almost want to move this stuff client side first, but that's a big win that we can see their focus area for now. That's pretty cool. Whoa, that's awesome. We've created, I should mark this, let's go into bloopers or something. We've created a, hello, Pika's poop. God, as an adult, I'm not sure I ever thought I'd say that. You're watching the Chaos Craft dance party rave thing going on right now. The bounding box, the green thing's not that interesting, but the blue thing is what they can perceive. Now, interesting enough, notice how this box is bigger than the other ones. This guy must have generated randomly had his, oh my god, words are not coming to me today. Oh, so you can see the focus distance changing with this guy, but basically they have different sizes now with the biological mutation stuff. So I don't know if you guys saw my last video, but they can now mutate as well, their biology. So hey, could you get the organism? Mechanist says, could you get the organisms onto the client side? Yeah, that is on the to-do list for when we start going multiplayer. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that in the video. I think that's going to be a fairly massive change. See, look how it goes where his eyes are looking. That's kind of what we're going for there. Except I think there might be something off with my math there a little bit. I'm wondering if it's going sideways. So this is why I wanted to draw the bounding box, because it's going sideways there. Let's take a look and see if I can't do it here. The focus distance output, watch if that changes. That's up in the corner. Oh, we got a battle going on here. He's trying to craft a pressure plate. The focus distance output on this guy is pretty static. I should penalize them for attacking their own species. Let's see. Pika's poop. Not a good idea to change. Let's see. Pika's poop says not a good idea to change focus before the main project is done. Well, this is kind of a community-driven project, so it's, you guys can vote on. I gotta fix this here when it's loading organisms and there's none left. It kind of glitches out there a little bit, but then they come back. I like how Minecraft tries to rotate the head and does weird stuff. We're actually using the head rotation to determine where this box is drawn at, which is cool. But evidently I cannot move my where I'm looking at, so evidently we're just staring straight at him. But yeah, this is a community-driven project, so I mean, put in the comments, hop on Discord, whatever you like. You know, we take I take you guys' feedback pretty seriously, so it's definitely the multiplayer thing is on my radar, and putting the neural nets to render client side so that we can all train on the same server is definitely on my radar. One of the big features I want to pump out next week that kind of leads towards that is the ability to do more long form training and some neuroplasticity. So that's, I'm debating on if I want to do multiplayer first. I didn't think it was going to be that big a thing, but I see what you're saying. It could help contributors a little bit more, which would be nice. So hope this guy's digging stuff. Don't know what, because of the angle he's looking. I'm wondering if my pitch and yaw are correct here. I guess it's also possible that I'm calculating this rendering is in the dumbest possible way here, because the way this square information was done, it looks like they used the difference of dx to dy. So don't know. Wait, did Jerry get rid of the translation? He might have. It looks like he did. Alright. Never mind then. We're actually doing this the right way, probably. So something's off with my calculations on where they're looking. So let's take a look at that. So we calculate the focus point, the center, by taking the don't mess with the translation. Mechanist says don't mess with the translation. Yeah, well he got it working, so I can't complain. I think his stuff is what caused it not to render. Alright, well I had a feeling it had something to do with that. I just couldn't quite get it there. I mean, chances are, if that was correct, then it'd be rendering like off in space, you know, like somewhere crazy. Alright, so we take the position eyes at partial ticks 1. I suppose I could pass in partial ticks, I don't know. And then we get look, which is the vector that it's looking. And we take that times the current distance that it's said it wants to focus on. And then from there, that's what we got. So I'm not seeing anything that looks like rocket science. We start with position there. Vec 3D, add vec times current distance. Yeah, that looks good to me. Let's see. Pikas says, if the bots can develop a process to discover things and advance themselves through curiosity, similar to how we humans played Minecraft, I think the bots would learn much faster. Yes. So I have plans for a discovery reward system that's completely aside from our existing reward system. And this would be useful because we could use it in multiple games, ideally. But it would, if it's something it sees every day or a scene or an interaction is done many times, it would reward itself less. It would get rewarded less than it's something that it's done for the first time. So like everybody, let's just say, will get 10 points for the first time they see dirt, which is like, oh wow. But the more often you see dirt, the less it'll go down to basically 0 where you get any reward for it. And then the first time you see diamond or something like that, then you get a large reward again. So it's similar to how we get bored with the mundane. And the same thing with interactions too, beyond just observing. That would observation would be an interaction, but like crafting or other things. And so you'd get certain amounts of rewards that for discovering new stuff in that way. So yes, we do have to do that. But in the meantime, I would like to thank, I think it was TNT that TNT, I believe, did a pull request just the other day. Just today, not the other day. TNT Outburst, yeah, where he added some stuff to the fitness rules. So I guess I should have probably led with this, is we have more fitness rules here. And I think he's got another one coming because there was an issue in there, but let's take a look at this. I put the fitness rules in at the root of the mod now so you can see what the active fitness rules are for the test 3. So you could see that a lot of new stuff was added there. Furnace, stone pickaxe. If you're wondering why, you can comment in JSON if you're a programmer. It's because I'm using a special NPM package to parse it that accepts comments because I want to be able to comment stuff out and whatnot. Yeah, he's got bow and stuff, and you get, you know, good life effects. So go ahead and check that out if anybody has any suggestions. He's got all the way up to iron and diamond and everything like that. So I mean, it's pretty cool. How much? Thank you, TNT Outburst, for help contributing. All right, what do we got? Mechanist. Yeah. Also, the way we have our fitness rules set up could be better. If we change them to get points for the longer they live and more explore, it could work out better. Yeah, that's well, the longer they live is just kind of a factor of how many points they can accumulate in the first place. You know, that's something a question I pose to the community is who's interested in seeing it go more towards, you know. Can you guys hear me? Am I back? Hopefully. Well, either way, hopefully I'm back. Okay, my screen just reloaded. Okay, cool. Now my YouTube starts playing. All right, so I created this one skin, and I hope to have a couple of them because I want them to look slightly different. But this skin, what we'll do is we'll replace the different colors. So there's only 3 colors, just straight up red, straight up green, straight up blue. I might add some shading if I get really fancy, and I might even do this today while we're screencasting, depending on if you guys want me to. Is I want to add it so that these are biological traits. So this will render client side. It'll just take the skin and then basically replace all blue with whatever, you know, clothing color is in the biological trait. Even though clothing color would really be a trait, it doesn't have to be super fancy. But you know, we could use animal skins, I suppose. But I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. Because human observation could be an option for those who wish to play alongside these bots. Yes, that's going to be a little bit tougher. Hello, Maria Umer. Welcome to the Chaoscraft live stream. We just covered that, actually, but yes, we have plans to play on the servers. It sounds like I need to make that a higher priority because that's the second time that came up in the last 5 minutes now. So we need to make this more multiplayer friendly. We just haven't done it yet because we've just been getting our legs underneath us. So back to the observation question from Pikas. Yes, I would have to make, so alongside players I would have to make it so they could read outputs and like you wouldn't, I don't know what the word is here. Like if they observe an output that they like from another bot, then I can actually trace all the input neurons that lead up to it, and I could just copy that over if that was something that they want to do, so that they can learn from other bots. From a human, they could learn the output, but they can't learn really the inputs that caused it. They'd have to, I mean, maybe they'd have to. That'd be an interesting thing because the inputs would be very similar. Wow, that would be something to think about. So good, Pika's good food for thought there. Maria Umer, Hype Pixel. I am actually not familiar with that. No, it's a developer stream. Yep, we do some coding. Yeah, there's plenty of code here. We're just going through the code here to see if I made a mistake. So the actual, here goes the light show again. So right now, to fill you in, like this bounding box, it actually looks right for him. He's looking down It should render maybe a little lower than that because it looks like it's back, so it might not be getting the distance correct, like the way I want it to be. So let me double check the distance here. Yeah, the distance is a positive block distance, so that makes sense. Looks good. So, don't know. Yeah, this is a, so I guess I can start from the beginning if anybody's here that's not familiar with Chaoscraft. We are artificially generating neural networks, okay? These are neural networks like, it basically takes into account, this is a very young neural network, but it takes into account its health and like the pitch of its head and the yaw of its head and everything. Super Jerry, no, well, yeah, maybe you did, but I didn't blow anything up that interesting. Welcome, Super Jerry. Actually, yeah, Super Jerry, you want to see a nice light show? Check it out. Party time. So, but yeah, so these inputs, we don't really have a good neural net right now because of the, well, we gotta wait. Evidently, this guy must have scored pretty high to be outlasting everybody else. There we go. So these are Gen 20s. These will have a better neural network. So these guys have been around for a while and they've learned a bit of stuff. So like for instance, if he can see evidently a yellow flower, let's follow this one. It has an effect on, let's just say it's this focus distance output. So if he sees a yellow flower, then he'll try and look at blocks further away. And so we've got all these random decisions that at first they just jump off a cliff or they die, but after a while they eventually learn stuff, and then we pass that information on to the next generation and the next generation. So, no, I didn't, Super Jerry, but I wanted to make sure that I knew the relative location. You asked, sorry, for people that are listening, you probably don't need to add the box to render in every frame. Yes, for the one around them, no, I did not. But I actually haven't done any coding since I got the visual box to render. So it looks about right, the visual box, I think. Like, if I'm doing the math right, that it's about, I don't know if it's going, I think it might just be staying flat with the player though. It should be going down or up maybe a little bit more. It's tough to tell. But the green box, yeah, I can get rid of. I just like the way this looks. Looks like a Minecraft or Chaoscraft dance party going on here, like a rave. Just put on some rave music. Let's see, Pikas. How are more complex ideas such as staring at a Enderman or using fire to open the portal going to work? Well, they have, in addition to the, oh man, look at how far that guy's sensor is. Sorry, that's what is this guy? He's a generation 15. I think I must have mutation dialed up too high because there's no way that distance should be that far. Because they can only increase distance by one at a time, and that's like a 1 out of 1,000 chance. So that means that if he's a Gen 15, that's 15 blocks out, he would have had to hit that generation. His species would have had to hit that every generation. So, opening portals, I have no idea. As far as the Enderman goes, there's another sensor. Let's see if I can find it, called is looking at, and that the only thing that tells them is basically within a distance it's fairly short, like what they could reach with a dig. Are they looking at something? So they could have something that evolves that says if you're looking at Enderman, then turn away as fast as you can, turn right, you know. This one looks like it's tied up to a craft output for cobblestone slab, which means nothing. So could I go and turn up the brightness? Well, I mean, it's nighttime out. I could just hop out of this, take an invisibility potion or whatever too, but I suppose I can turn up the brightness. You are aware it is nighttime in my Minecraft world, right? Video settings. I don't know if that'll work. Well, that's brighter. Let's see. We got a bunch of stuff going on here. How do you work like this? With the brightness, it doesn't look dark on my end, besides the fact that it's nighttime in the world, but everything else in the UI looks bright. That was super bright there. This all looks bright. Wondering if it's an OBS setting? I don't know. Where is it? Change resolution, it looks like. I don't know. YouTube videos are always darker. Hey, we got another person joining us. It's Stan. I don't want to missay this, but Stan H. And we got Crazy Koala. Welcome. All right, we got a bunch of people today. So we started off. I guess we went through some of the basics here. We got the bounding boxes now, so we can see. I'm in observe mode right now on one of these things. Evidently, he's going to last for a little while. And you can see their area. The blue box is their area of focus, where they. Oh man. Evidently, something glitched out. Whoa. I'm trying to shift organisms, but evidently something's gone. I think we went too far away from Rick. That's, if I do a chaos list, I bet they're going to be too long. Chaos craft list. They're going to be past their expiration date. So this is what we got to fix. Yep, max life. If you go too far away from Rick, then he stops. Then he stops rendering. His brain stops rendering, and then he doesn't spawn new guys. Is that just a line out in space over there? Oh, I think that's the line you left over there. All right, there's Rick. All right, Rick, start calculating. Nope, I got to do a hard restart. So we got to figure out the chunk thing. That's definitely one of those bugs that I would say is a game stopper of sorts. Because if you're in observe mode and you leave it run, then it'll do that. Super Jerry, I was working on chunk loading and then a game came out. Satisfactory came out. Good to know. So ideally, okay, I gotta do a full restart thing. I was hoping I could just do a little restart. Yeah, and I can use the night vision, or I can use the night vision potion. That's something I do a lot. Mechanist, I'm not even trying that. I know I have it saved too. I have it saved somewhere. I don't know why I like using the potion. Okay, so yeah, Super Jerry, to fill you in, people were requesting the multiplayer stuff a little bit. Actually, I think Mechanist was one of two people that said it, and I'm not completely sure where the other person went, but yeah. Oh, this looks really bright to me. I feel like it's burning my eyes. So all right, see you, Super Jerry. Thank you for the help on the lines. That's going to be good stuff. And the chunks. So does anybody have any other questions specifically, or should I start trying to make stuff work? See it? Oh. Right. All right. Okay, the good news is that this one looks like it's actually, the box is upwards a little bit. Okay. Ugh. Okay, hold on. It's the end of a generation. It always does this at the end of a generation. Make stuff work? Alright. Whoa. Why is it so close? Zoom out. I don't want to be like on the back of this guy's head. Alright, I'm going to let this run. And one of the big things we were looking at doing is adding biological traits for color for various, so they can have... You're back, Super Jerry? Alright, good. So we're going to go into the Chaos Craft model and we're going to add some more biological traits. I can actually delete all this bit here, I guess. Oh no, recipes, maybe not. So I think I've been thinking about this. This is the biology. So this is the template that basically tells Chaos Craft or ChaosNet how Chaos Craft is played in the back end. And so right here we're going to just, I don't know if I want to just call this generic biological traits, like maybe visible traits or observable. There we go. I think I spelled observable wrong. I am the worst speller. That's a good thing about autocomplete though, is if I do it once, then it'll always do that after that. Alright, so we're going to grab a range here. And I think I'm going to make it, so we're going to do like a, I guess we could do an RGB for each, which is a bit intense. So let's, I almost want to make like a color bit. So we're going to do an int range, and we'll just do 0 to 8 for now, because it basically, if you guys are familiar with base 8 systems, in the back end it's 256. So this will be we'll do like color 1 R, color 1 G, and color 1 B, and so it'll determine the red, the green, the blue, and I'll just do some math. So it'll basically be 8 cubed potential color chances there, which is pretty high. And I guess I'll push that up. If I, nope, alright, I need to find the push command. So that should deploy. I'm probably going to have to do a hard reset, or at least manually drop some species. Okay, I just looked over at the chat and you guys are talking about bot racism. So that actually, scarily enough, is kind of a thing. There's another evolutionary based AI thing from years ago where I'll try and find the link and post it at some point, but it theoretically could happen. I'm hoping it doesn't go down like that, but at least they won't all look like Mortys. So I'll actually even have like different skins and models. I thought about dabbling with size, like max size or like species size. So that's something we can play with. For now, let's just make the thing look cool. So I should probably. So now I got to create on the back end a new biology we'll call, what will we call it? Observable traits. I should call it observable trait collection probably then. So if anybody's training right now, I am shooting from the hip here a little bit, meaning that I could knock over the whole thing if I push up something incorrect. Actually, there's a good chance I probably just broke everything right now. Add file to Git, yeah. So I guess we'll probably just make it a I just want to almost like feeling lazy about this. So I probably could just cast them all to strings or something. So we don't need to set value here anymore. It'll just be a get value. And we'll do a string for the key. And we'll do a value as float. So that way we don't have to parse this. I guess we could do get value as int as well. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a protected JSON object, which is a little bit hacky here, just called data. And we'll just say data equals the JSON object. And we'll just cast this as we go. So oh, it's not going to let me return null on a float. That's good. Cool. So ideally, this will show up in its brain when it gets parsed in. Let's see. Can you please do new lines between methods? If you would like to propose a code style, like some official one that you'd like to use, we could probably, there's some way to set up auto formatting. You just need a style guide for it. Talking to you, Super Jerry, but I'm all for standardization, but I have trouble remembering this type of stuff sometimes. So this is a bit hacky, but it'll get done quick. And it'll look more cinematic when I get this. Stan, thanks for joining us. Take care. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Jerry, you know way more about mod specific stuff than I do. So if you want to pull request that, I will happily take that into consideration. So now here's the tricky part, is we got to go into the entity. I'm thinking about pulling the renderer out to its own bit. Get texture. Yeah, so here's where we have the renderer, and what we'll need to do is we actually need, I think I downloaded that skin already somewhere, so let's see if I can find that skin in there. Yep, Pika's Super Jerry is the expert here, so definitely if you have technical questions, feel free to. God, I hope this isn't like a tax document or something like that. Nope, perfect. Alright, so I found that. Let's see if it'll let me paste that into the resources. And so here's the real secret to being a good programmer. So I have no idea how to do Java image change pixel color. There we go, that sounds about right. Real secret of being a good programmer is, these day and age, is to be able to Google really fast. No, I'm kidding. That's one trait that I'd recommend, though, for real, is getting some. It's an image set RGB. Because we're going to want to go through on a pixel by pixel bit of this and look for anything that matches. We'll just say, I don't know, let's just change his shirt color. So anything that's blue. Okay, so this method looks like it takes an X and a Y, which for some reason they call I and J, and it changes the color of stuff. So we'll have to get the RGB first, but I think I've got to load the image, and that seems to be all this stuff up here. So let's use I do want to pull this out into its own class. So we're going to go and I'm just going to create something called renderers for now. Rendering. Yeah, rendering sounds good. No, not a class. Dang it. My bad. Package. Rendering. I think I called that entity renderer. It's entity organism renderer. Go, okay, and somewhere in here it's got to be, well, maybe it already auto-included it. Well, it'll blow up eventually. Checking the chat, what do we got here? Super Jerry, I wonder how you're going to let MC use it. Yeah, so here we go. I's and J's usually X's and Y's are already taken. Cool. Yeah, I've seen that used before. I just didn't see that it was taken there already. This smiley is creepy. Just call everything X. All right, not getting in the middle of a debate over naming variables. All right, we're moving fast here. If you want to pull request it, change variable names, well, we'll see. Interesting, real org is not in there, so that might mess it up a bit. What we want to do is see render manager. Gotta get rid of that static bit. It's somewhere in here it's used, or maybe it's used over here. It's used in the init. Nope. Okay. It's in the proxies. There we go, it is in the proxies. Rick does have his own renderer. Oh, that's side only. We gotta fix that up. So the question is how to get the specific entity. Or I'm clicking all over the place because I forgot something. I'm getting lost here. There we go. How to get the specific entity we're rendering. Oh, there we go. Get entity texture. There we go. Cool. That's private access, that's why. So we're going to change it from get skin to, we'll go nnet. We'll have to probably make this its own thing. Biology, or get biology, and then what did we call that thing? Observable traits collection _0. There we go. And then that'll be observable traits collection. There we go. And I think we're going to need to start pulling in that code for this bit. So there we go. Why is my... Oh, the stream die. I think I'm back. Every time my iPad starts YouTube up again, so it I can tell when the stream's died. So, someone want to give me a chat that I'm back? I don't know if WB means that, but. I don't even know if I want to put that over there. Perfect. Okay, I'm good? Good. Wonderful. I'm excited for this, because this will be more cinematic when we get the... Let's just do this, so we're not getting pyramid code here. Pyramid code is when you have like a bunch of open brackets like that, and the code just keeps getting further and further over to the side. It's something you want to avoid if possible. Very common in JavaScript. Super Jerry, I don't think I've seen any of your code that was downright offensive. I have been paid by clients that have had far more offensive code with much, yeah. I don't even want to get into it, but I have seen some spaghetti code in my day, and I have not seen that from you yet. Alright, so what we're going to want to do is we've got resources / assets / chaos craft. And we called it blank. So Super Jerry just said most of my code is private for some reason. Yeah. Find you get more feedback and you grow away. Throwing it out there, but we probably ought to do is see. I'm going to render them to that spot, try and save them there. So if like that file already exists, I don't want to re-render it in real time. So let's just pull over our code for the color stuff real quick. X. I'm changing to X just because that will bother me. I'm weird like that. So we're going to need a variable called color. It's Y, X. And we'll do that by getting the observable trait collection dot get value as int, and we're going to go what did we call that first value? Color 1R. And then we're going to do times 8. It's another thing you don't want in code, like, is to have your code drip off the screen. So if it gets long like that, you just short it up a little bit like this, if possible. Not that it's a huge deal with open source with this, but I always like to have clean code. And I think we want 255 for the alpha. And go G and B. So ideally that will take the colors and start pushing them. That'll take the color that we have and put it in here. So then, we'll say we're going to replace, what did we say, the shirt, which is blue. So here's where it gets, I got to do some math in my head. Well, first, I guess let's just see if we can get image get color, this color model. Let's see what we can get. RGB int. So I'm hoping set RGB. Hopefully that's X and Y. So X and Y. And so that ideally will be a color. Okay, I was totally off. No, found int. No, it does return int. All right. So I think that's going to be a really long version of the color. So let's see, int. Let's see. Equals. Wondering if I can do. I know there's a way to do this in color. RGB to HS. There's a way to, to parse. It might just take in, I might just have to do new color and it'll just assume that the pixel color int is what we need. But nope, we're not so lucky. No, it does have that there, but because it definitely is smart enough to separate this stuff out. So there is a constructor for this. What are you yelling about? Oh, is that? Jeez, that was a rookie mistake there. So this is the actual one. We said we were going to just start with color blue, I guess. Maybe, what was I going to do? I had a way of doing this. I thought of a way of doing this and I'm totally spacing on it. Whoa, there we go. I'm catching up on what you're typing here, Super Jerry. Probably returns an int. Yeah, you can tell her int. Yes, good, good. Yeah. Super Jerry, calling my mistakes as I make them. Should be MC in this thing. So I think I'm just going to see what a specific value is. So let's just say, like, we'll go. Let's see if pixel color dot get red is greater than 0, then we'll adjust that. I guess we wanted blue. Sorry, get blue is greater than 0. We'll adjust that one. So color 1. God, that's going to be confusing. The color 1's blue. You know what? I'm going to do color 1 as red, because otherwise it's going to just be confusing for me. So pixel colored dot I can't set red, can I? Guess I'll say new pixel color. No, I don't think I can actually do that. You guys in voice chat in general? I'm not sure if I could do that right now with the recording setup. We should experiment with that some other time. Pixel color get blue. Okay, so if R is greater than 0, we'll take, it's basically going to apply these values to it. So I think, you know what, we're just going to go, I can adjust it for shading. I wanted to add shading, but I'm getting too fancy for this thing, so we'll just oh, that's client stuff. Client just made a message which will cut this thing short if the site's down. What do we got? So I'm going to be jumping back and forth between the client stuff and this for a second, but new pixel color equals color, and then that's it. So now we need to save this thing to the disk somehow. 1 second. Gotta love Docker. And I'm getting a Facebook message here. I'm blowing up. So, so that should be enough to rewrite the color here. Let's do some little, I guess we'll try this thing again and see if we can do a write. It's similar, so And then I think it'll need an image, if I'm not mistaken. And it probably doesn't return an image. Nope. Cannot resolve. Oh, rendered image is the first bit. Rendered image, string, and file output. You know what? I bet this is in the darn tutorial I was looking at. Right, I also just realized it's using GIF, and I don't want that. Also, please don't overwrite my blank. So we need to set the file name real quick here that it checks. We'll do that up here. String skin path skin file name. So we just gotta starting to mumble to myself. Sorry, I don't normally narrate as I code, so it's a little bit odd, and I'm coming to grips with it. Just a stream of just me mumbling to myself. All right. So we're going to just use that file name. I guess I'm going to add underscores in between this. That'll make it a little easier to read. Hello, Snowy. Welcome to the live stream here. Okay, you missed most of the fun stuff, I guess, right now. I mean, I'm having fun, but right now we're working on coding a way to make this. I'll show you this skin. Basically, they'll have unique colors, so we'll replace red with one of their colors, green with another color, and blue with another color. So when they spawn into the world, they'll all have unique skins, at least by species. Though I have it mutatable, I should probably up the mutation rates. Let's see. Okay, so that's what we're looking for right here. So it can load it, but it doesn't like it for saving that for some reason. Maybe if I just do that. Nope. What is that? Oh, PNG. Huh. Okay, that helps. Super annoying that I can't save the same way I load. Does that for real return a string? No, it does return a string, yeah. Magic. Alright, cool. And then from there, I guess I just need the end of it, the RGB name, so let me see what I'm doing for my other entities here. Let's look at the Rick renderer. I guess the name will just be the RGB string. I'm just going to call that. Get rid of that. We don't need that. I'm going to try something here to see if I can get the file from the resource location easily. Okay, no I can't. So. Oh wait, I gotta do that from here. You can tell Java is not my primary language. Oh, my iPad locked, so I can't see if people are chatting. I did change something server-side Super Jerry, which means you probably got to restart, but it shouldn't do anything but add a biological feature that's not being used. So. Okay, so there. Let's see, it tells you which mod. Yeah, I forgot the resource location was different from resource in Java. But you're getting class not found exceptions. What class? You know what? I know exactly. Yeah. Okay. I was just about to say because I just added it. That's my bad. Well, then I better get moving and clean this up. Well, let's see if we just end up generating an insane amount of random colors here. It should be fun. If you want, you could just create a, well, then you'd have to, just give me a minute, I'll have this thing going here. Yep, I gotta close this one out though. Alright, it shouldn't take too long to at least get that input up. Just get the skins rendering again, that'll be fun. I'm just waiting for this to blow up. We've got no Rick. Wait. No, there's an organ memory. Evidently it's not trying to render it. Oh man, we're way over at a different spawn point. We gotta be... I need to get rid of that green thing. There we go. Okay, and of course it ate my mouse, so I can't use the mouse. Let's see. Well, that just blew up. This I don't want. Alright, render error. Okay, so this is null. That doesn't actually surprise me. Ah, this just killed Adam Zero's skin. So we'll just make it so it'll return Morty.png if they don't have observable collections, because a bunch of them won't. So we got to stop and start over. Super Jerry, if you're still here, you might just be the only one on the stream. Anybody else here? So I definitely can stop mumbling to myself if no one else is on. Realize this isn't the exciting part about Chaoscraft, but this is how it gets built. Looks like you're the only one. Well, I might just hop into Discord then, because I guess thank you everyone for watching this stream. I mean, it might actually just work here. Maybe we'll go just a couple more minutes to see if it just works. That happens every once in like 100 years, where I can write something and it doesn't require a serious amount of debugging. Actually, sometimes it does, and it's really nice when that happens. Alright, well, I'm still going to stream until just for a couple more minutes to see if I can get this thing working. Yes, pray emoji. And there's a Morty. And I'm just going to play it safe. And I'm going to hop on DynamoDB and delete a species or two. Whoa. And that'll force new species with actual biology to show up. So that's why this species doesn't have it, because the biology hasn't popped in there yet. Stream died. Still going for me. And it's back. Okay. Cool. Yeah, my iPad's about to die though, so I won't be able to read chats as I do this without going back and forth. Alright. We're going to delete this. We're going to delete everything except the number 1 species. Current score 72. That sounds good. You know what? I'll delete 3 of them. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Oh man, I need to flush the database. I gotta remember to do that. The organisms, if they don't have species, I need to clean that up because there's going to be a bunch of orgs just sitting there in the database. Oh well, it's going to have to happen eventually. Alright, so next status code 500. Yay. Hopefully the repair just fixed it, but it's possible it didn't because I have 50 orgs in memory. Okay, I'm going to have to restart this. I need to add the auto repair stuff pretty quickly. Oh, client stuff. All right. Okay, I will have to go in a minute to address that client stuff. All right, cross your fingers. Got 3 new species. Hopefully they have biological traits, and this thing doesn't explode. So these guys are generation 19 guys. Okay, good. So that's why they don't have, they're my first guys. Give it 30 seconds. I should probably full screen it for a more cinematic effect. Now, basically what I suspect will happen is we'll hit a breakpoint in roughly 30 seconds. So I don't think they'll just come spawning in. This is our top scoring guy. They're just staring at the floor. That's troublesome. All right, so we have a problem here. Wait, are these guys Gen 19 as well? Oh, that's right. Each of them have 100. There's 100 of them. So that's 2. I'm only running 50 at a time, so it's 2 sets of 30 seconds for now. God, I can't wait till we have that neuroplasticity and the chunks figured out, and then we can let them run for a long time, and then they will learn instead of having to respawn every 30 seconds. That'll be cool. Well, we got an error, but not a breakpoint. Okay, now we got a breakpoint. What was that error though? Concurrent modification? Probably because of debugging. And We definitely hit an error there. No pointer exception. Okay, I'll bite. What's null on this? I guess if I say get resource, does it? It's just a URL for resource. That shouldn't matter. Okay, so it's the get class. Well, that's going to be troublesome. All right, I got to do some client stuff. I'm hopping off this stream, but hopefully we will have this by the next time we go. So thank you all for joining. Actually, Super Jerry, it looks like it was get class returned null. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll talk to you later, or I'll be on the Discord in a moment. I got to do some client stuff though, so I got to stop streaming. So if you like this, this is one way of programming. It's not the only way of programming, but I strongly encourage everybody to figure out how to program some stuff. Like, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people. And yeah, check us out on Patreon. Check us out on Twitter, both at /Schematical, GitHub /Schematical. Feel free to contribute. Stuff coming up, multiplayer, longer lives. And I don't know, just cooler stuff. I'm excited to see where this goes. So thank you. Oh yeah, variety of skins instead of just a bunch of Mortys. All right, thanks. And I didn't think so either, Super Jerry, but it definitely something returned null. All right, I'm out.